Now, wow. This is a situation from fry pan to fire, B. How do we tackle this kind of issue? Soro, hello, everybody. Wakoyo, do my dear. I'm very sad this very early morning will be a few. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years now, I've always been an advocate of before you relocate, count your cost. I've seen a family that sold everything to relocate to abroad, only for them to get there. They now found out that life is worse than how they see it. They now find out that in the abroad, there's no tree where you pluck money over there. So therefore, they couldn't meet up with rent over there. They couldn't meet up with, working 4 jobs just to live over there. They couldn't have savings anymore. So what they did, they relocated back to Nigeria. Haven't sold their property. Now they are now in the streets. They are now beggars. They are now seeking for help. Now from fry pan to fire. Their situation is now worse. I also know that the country is very hard for us because of the insecurity, because of the high cost of the living. High cost of living won't kill the living. I've been the advocate of before you relocate, count your cost. Before you relocate, know where you are going to. Have something that will sustain you for the next 5 years. Because apart from the professional job over there, there's no good job for we that are not citizens over there. I see that people are sleeping in the street. I've been to UK, I've been to Europe, I've been to so many countries in the Europe. I've been to some countries outside Nigeria, and I've seen how Nigerians are being treated as long as you have that green passport. We don't have that access to better job, if not professional job. We don't have access to better job. So before you relocate, think twice. I've always been the advocate of those things. Only for me to come across this video. My wife showed me this video yesterday. Oh, Baba ne Baba, my heart shattered, scattered. There are reasons why people relocate. Oh, there are reasons. This particular video you are about to watch is one of the reasons why people want to kill themselves abroad. They don't want to return back to Nigeria. They don't mind. You see some people die in the seas of Libya just to get to Europe. Not minding whether they survive outside the country or not. They just want to run away from Nigeria. This particular video will tell you why people are running. In spite of me advocating for, do not sell all your property before you relocate. Manage where you are coming from. But this video will give you another mindset why you should jackpot by all means. As I did now, I will leave you guys to be the judge after watching this video. Do you think selling your property to relocate fully to abroad, whether you survive or you not survive or you not they come back, do you think is the best way? Or do you think after watching that video, this video I'm about to show you, do you think run by all costs, at all costs? Or you think we should remain in this country, fight to make this country better by all means? Do you think that would be the best way? Watch this video. And while you are watching this video, make sure you click on the share button. My heart is bleeding. This should not happen to the citizen of a country, Nigeria. We have the mineral resources. We are blessed with good weather. We are blessed with good soil. But why do we keep on suffering in this country? Why do our leaders don't care about us in this country? If our country was actually good, who would have cared to relocate to a country whereby your 1 million naira you are paying a year in Nigeria, you cannot even use it for a month for house rent over there? Cost of living, if you don't do 2 to 3 jobs over there, you cannot even survive. Also talk about you can't get savings over there. Yes, you might be earning the money there, but you also spend the money there. People are jackpotting because after all, security dey there. After all, they get lights. After all, nobody will come there. In fact, I don't to talk. Watch the video, share the video, drop your opinion. Pakoyo, don't mind there. Oh yeah, let's watch it together. Let's watch. Oh.
The driver felt the wagon's tires rupture and decided to park the car with the hope of changing the tires. It was like a film. In a GC, motley crowd of armed men in military uniform came out of the bush. They fired at the boot of the car. Ahead of us, 5 of them came out of the bush. Another 2 came from the rear. My daughter screamed, "Mommy, Daddy, what's going on?" There was no time to say a word. They marched us through into the bush, firing into the sky. They hit me on my chest, hit my daughter on her head. Blood oozed. At this time, it was better to kill me. I shouted at one of the armed men. His response was hell. He went straight for my private part, tore my dress with his gun. The others ripped my dresses. I was left with my undies. My husband and my daughter started crying. Two of them dug their teeth into my breasts. While attending a secondary school in Adamawa, I had lived with some Fulani, so I understood a few Fulani words. I started pleading, at least for my daughter. To my shock, at gunpoint, they removed the dress of my little girl. One of them carried her on his head as my baby struggled, shouting, "Daddy, Mommy, what's going on? Help me!" I could not help myself. We marched for 9 hours. I was half naked. My daughter was totally naked. Her tears was like a stream of blood on her cheeks. Our phones had been seized. We ended up in an ungoverned region in the thick of the forest. We met a well-organized group. There were some kidnapped victims. I saw 2 women, 2 ladies and 3 men. There were some people with their legs chained to trees. They were as if half dead. We were separated. I was separated from my husband. My daughter was taken away. I only heard her screaming intermittently. I did not know what they were doing to her. These men, now about 2 dozen, had a full kitchen. They had a huge camp and a traditional medical team. How can they say they don't know where these people are? How can they say that? But the camps appeared isolated from each other. We heard noises afar, indicating it might be nuclear settlements of camps. Right in my presence, I saw them pack the remains of a woman. They took her and buried her a few meters away from us. She had tribal marks. I cannot describe the agony of 6 days in captivity in this little piece. I cannot talk about how they asked my husband to choose between myself being raped or his daughter being raped. My husband broke down in uncontrollable tears. One of them hit him saying, "Yoruba bastard, you dey cry, idiot." They now gave him an option that he should be raped by one homosexual among them. My husband, a devout Muslim. My husband is a devout Muslim. He told them that homosexual and rape of any kind was against Islam. They hit him with a butt of AK-47. What do you know about Islam? You can imagine, you are being asked to choose between being raped by a homosexual, your daughter just 9 years old, or your wife being raped. They gave the 4th option. If you fail to choose one, we would rape your daughter, rape you, the man, and rape me, the wife. I made myself the sacrificial lamb. I was not allowed to put on any additional clothes. Imagine they rape you all night and they stop you from putting on any clothes for 24 hours. The rain fell once. I became a relic at a sexual museum for the armed men, who in turn addressed me and asked questions about my financial standing. New Fulani men joined the camp. They organized military training for the new Fulani men that came, teaching them how to shoot and walk through circles of glowing fire. They were not released until after 6 days. We were not released until after 6 days. We had to walk the same zigzag journey back to the main road, our eyes blindfolded. During the negotiation to pay, they said the money was not for them alone, that they had to settle those who sent them. For me, I see a thriving organized crime supported by powerful political interests. Now, I do not think we were released to freedom after paying a whopping 8 million naira. I do not think we can ever be free. We can never be free from the anguish, the psychological trauma, the nightmares we suffered, the occasional fits of my daughter her waking up at night behaving strangely, her asking the same question over and over. Mommy, mommy, why? And I do not have an answer. In my life, I have never passed through a torture chamber like this. I do not think any society should let this happen. I do not know the fate of those we met and about 7 other people brought during the 6 days we were in captivity. What I saw was a nation that has collapsed, but pretends she lives. A people on life support. Crime is not restricted to Fulani people alone. We have Yoruba criminals, but I don't think Yoruba criminals are this beastly. These elements are savages. I can't imagine Yoruba thieves going to Sokoto or Meduguri to kidnap Fulani people and keep them in their own bushes. It gives me mental torture that this is happening, and some people are even trying to justify or look for excuses. Well, as a devout Muslim, myself and my family have taken solace in Allah. Not the Nigerian police, not the army, not the government. We have taken our faith the way it came, that this is supposed to be fate. I thank God that we successfully returned to where we live, thousands of miles from Nigeria. We thank God that we have made a vow. Never shall me, any of my children or husband in our lifetime visit Nigeria again. Our remains, anytime we die, will also not be buried in Nigeria. It was a suggestion my daughter made, which we all adopted.
Who do this thing? Who do us this thing? Oh! I don't see, I just saw. What is the way forward for my country? What is the way forward? How do we begin to explain to this one to come back home and invest in his country? To come back home to take his rightful place? You cannot explain. I don't go. I call you. Don't mind. I better do where to share the video. I don't go. I don't get anything to talk again. Oh, sorrow.